Greetings, everybody. My name is James. I am from the internet, and today we are going to be talking about Elon Musk and the Poo Poo. Now, right about now, I guess y'all are wondering what the fuck is going on with me because of the last sentence that just came out of my mouth. Well, a few assurances for you. Number one, I do not smell almonds. I am not having a stroke. Number two, I am not Lindsey Graham, ergo, I do not have the vapors something fierce, I assure you. And number three, just because I have been locked in this small red glowing cube for the better part of 2 years, talking to myself in the form of a camera that's about 6 inches away from my face every fucking day for the last 2 years, that I might have finally... Nope, that's not what happened either. Rather, it was a whole bunch of random events that occurred over the last 72 hours that reached a point of confluence. Thus, I am going to discuss some things I rarely talk about, including Elon Musk, and I don't normally talk about him because he's literally a fake joke meme human with an unlimited fucking line of credit, and I don't normally talk about the Poo Poo because... you know, it's biological and we all pee poo poo. And, you know, if you're talking about a somewhat more adult version of that, again, we don't kink shame here. If you have any questions about that, please see the last 3 videos we did about people quitting their job by text. However, I digress. What I would like to do today is show you what the point of confluence looks like between Elon Musk and the Poo Poo. And I promise, this will all make sense very shortly. All right? Here we go. So let's kick off today's report in outer space, where apparently this weekend, some of the greatest minds in all of humanity were trapped in a very small outhouse-sized metallic cylinder owned and manufactured by one Elon Musk. You can't miss them. They're the people here holding a bunch of hot peppers floating in 0 Gs wearing diapers. The astronauts departing the International Space Station this weekend will be stuck using diapers on the way home because of their capsule's broken toilet. NASA astronaut Megan MacArthur described the situation Friday as, quote, suboptimal, but manageable. She and her 3 crewmates will spend 20 hours in their SpaceX capsule from the time the hatches are closed until Monday morning's planned splashdown. I can't make the splashdown reference up. I promise somebody else wrote this. I have not doctored it at all. Quote, spaceflight is full of lots of little challenges, she said during a news conference from orbit. This is just one more that we'll encounter and take care of in our mission. So we're not too worried about it. I mean, what's being worried about it going to do for you? It sounds like you're already wearing diapers. I'd say you've already crossed that line in the sand. After a series of meetings on Friday, mission managers decided to bring MacArthur and the rest of her crew home before launching their replacements. That SpaceX launch has already been delayed more than a week by bad weather and an undisclosed medical issue involving one of the crew. SpaceX is now targeting liftoff for Wednesday night at the earliest. So it would appear that Elon Musk is having a hard time with all of his toys. He can't get them up off the ground, and the ones that are in space apparently no longer have a working toilet. In addition to the changed schedule, they also had to deal with a toilet leak, pulling up panels in their SpaceX capsule and discovering pools of urine. The problem was first noted during SpaceX's private flight back in September, when a tube came unglued and spilled urine beneath the floorboards. SpaceX fixed the toilet on the capsule awaiting liftoff, but deemed the one in orbit unusable. You know, because of the whole pools of urine under the floor. Engineers determined that the capsule had not been structurally compromised by the urine and was safe for the ride back. The astronauts will have to rely on what NASA describes as, quote, absorbent undergarments. Those of us in the regular world call those diapers. Yes, we are literally putting full-grown adults in diapers because Elon Musk cannot get his shit together. On the culinary side, the astronauts grew the first chili peppers in space. A nice moral boost, according to MacArthur. They got to sample their harvest in the past week, adding pieces of the green and red peppers to tacos. Quote, they have a nice spiciness to them, a little bit of lingering burn, she said. Some found that more troublesome than others. Yeah, especially because they couldn't use the toilet after they ate the space peppers that were in their space tacos. Well played, everybody. This has just got success written all over it. Thankfully, yesterday, after that whole screwed up weekend in the hot pepper taco pee-pee poo-poo no toilet fiasco, everybody managed to get back home safe and sound. After re-entering Earth's atmosphere, the parachutes deployed as planned to break the capsule's speed, and eventually the crew splashed down into calm waters and were retrieved. The capsule, named Endeavour, bobbed in the ocean, and recovery teams swarmed around it and lifted it onto a recovery ship. Within an hour of the spacecraft's landing, crews helped the smiling astronauts out of the capsule one by one and onto stretchers as they started reacclimating to Earth's gravity, and also realized that their pants were filled with pee-pee poo-poo. The trip was the fourth safe return to Earth for Crew Dragon, a gumdrop-shaped astronaut capsule developed by SpaceX as a replacement for the space shuttle, with roughly $3 billion in funding from NASA. You remember them, they're that government agency that used to, own their own rockets and space shuttles and used to put people in space whatever they wanted, but instead we just kind of farmed it out to one dude, and now we just subsidize him with billions of dollars a year so he can keep some of the greatest minds in humanity floating around in a tiny metal bucket in space, shitting themselves. And now we take you from people forced to wallow in their own pee-pee poo-poo because of Elon Musk, and we go into discussing how Elon Musk is literally taking his own giant poo-poo right now because, oh yeah, he's got to write out a $15 billion check to the IRS. For the record, that one would even probably make me poop myself. I'm not going to lie. That's a big-ass check. Tesla's CEO Elon Musk faces a tax bill of more than $15 billion in the coming months on stock options, making a sale of his Tesla stock this year likely, regardless of the Twitter vote. I'm sorry, Twitter vote? What? Huh? Elon Musk asked his 62.7 million Twitter followers over the weekend whether he should sell 10% of his Tesla holdings. Quote, much is made lately of unrealized gains being a means of tax avoidance, so I propose selling 10% of my Tesla stock, he tweeted out. The Tesla CEO said he would, quote, abide by the results of this poll, whichever way it goes. The results came in at roughly 58% in favor of selling and 42% against, suggesting that he will sell the shares. Now, if you're a normal human being who only has a cursory knowledge of finance and tax codes, you're probably scratching your head wondering what the fuck is going on here. I mean, I feel that way every single day that I live on a planet where Elon Musk exists and there's like roughly 60 million people who follow him and think he's some kind of a fucking genius just because he converted his parents' emerald mines where 7-year-old children were digging fucking gemstones out of the dirt barehanded until they died into a fucking software company, and then flip that into a car company, and then flip that into a rocket company, and at no point has he ever spent one dime of his own fucking money. But sure, he's a genius. No matter the results of the poll, Musk would have likely started selling millions of shares this quarter. The reason? A looming tax bill of more than $15 billion. Musk was awarded options all the way back in 2012 as part of a compensation plan. Because he doesn't take a salary or cash bonus, all of his wealth comes from stock awards and the gains in Tesla's share price. The 2012 award was for 22.8 million shares at a price of just over $6 a share. The stock closed this weekend at over $1,200 a share, meaning his gain on the shares totals just under $28 billion. The company also recently disclosed that Musk has taken out loans using his shares as collateral, and with the sales, Musk may want to repay some of those loan obligations. Now, there are a few things in here that I've discussed with you numerous times, not the least of which is that wealthy people get and stay wealthy by spending none of their own money and rather spending everybody else's money. He took his parents' money, he flipped it into one thing, that he flipped into another, that he flipped into another. And now those companies are solely profitable because of, quite literally, billions of dollars in federal subsidies. Back in like 2015, the LA Times did a story on him that he'd already received more than $4 billion in subsidies between his 3 different companies. And then more recently, Obama floated him a fucking very, very, very low interest rate loan for $500 million to keep the goddamn company afloat when it was trying to manufacture cars that nobody was buying. Yeah, we forget all that. Or the fact that apparently he also got $3 billion to build a couple of tiny little pods for astronauts who shit themselves in space because there's no goddamn working toilet. And then, of course, to top it all off, all of the other things that he has done, businesses that he has acquired, homes he has purchased, real estate he has squatted on. All of that has been purchased with loans from a bank against his shares, meaning all of the investments that he made over the last 10 years were made not with his money, but with other people's money. Unfortunately, you can only kick that can down the road so far. And to Elon's credit, he's been kicking that fucking can for the better part of an entire decade. However, it looks like now he has finally run out of road. These stock options expire in August of next year, yet in order to exercise them, Musk has to pay the income tax on the gain. Since the options are taxed as an employee benefit or compensation, they will be taxed at a top ordinary income level, or 37%, plus the 3.8% net investment tax. He will also have to pay the 13.3% top state tax rate in California, since the options were granted and mostly earned while he was a California resident. Combined, the state and federal tax rate will be 54%. So the total tax bill on his options at the current price would be somewhere right around $15 billion. So what does this mean for you, the average viewer at home, the fellow member of the working class? Well, to start with, it means that you have been lied to your entire life. That's right, your parents, your grandparents, your guidance counselor, your teachers, doesn't matter. All those people who told you you can be whatever you want to be if you just work hard enough, yeah, all those people, they fucking lied to you, because hard work has nothing to do with being successful or obtaining your dreams. Elon Musk is the wealthiest person on the face of the planet because his parents exploited small non-white children to go dig rocks out of the ground with their bare hand and then leave a shit ton of intergenerational wealth to their fucked up walking meme bong hit of a son who just went around and invested their money in a bunch of businesses until he got one right. And then he sold that. And then he bought another one. And then he made another one. And then he grew them all using tax subsidies and money from the government. And now, ironically enough, there's going to be a whole new wave of capitalists and investors out there like Elon Musk who will also find success because of the largesse of the U.S. government and all the subsidies that they hand out to wealthy people. Those subsidies, which more often than not, consist of our tax dollars. You know, the working class, the people who ordinarily pay 30 to 40% of all their income in taxes, while the wealthy only pay like 12 or 13%, including Elon Musk, who's paid closer to, well, 0% for the last decade. Yeah, it's really wild because now those people are going to be getting their subsidies from the U.S. government out of our money and out of Elon Musk's money. This is going to be a first, and this is why I thought I would spend the day reviewing Elon Musk and the Poo Poo, because let me tell you, right about now, our boy Elon Musk He's meeting with his accountants, and he is indeed taking a poo-poo. Until next time, my name is James. I am from the internet, and I am out. Peace.